HB. So once again, I'm a little bit late with my videos. What can I tell you? Geralt of Rivia is just taking over my life right now. He's coming in to my life, busting down doors, waving around two swords, which everyone thinks is a bit fucking, two swords, a bit much. And together we're questing and constructing potions, and that's just taking up everything right now. Having said that, this is my Doctor Who vid. I was unsure because again, it's another fucking two-parter, and I'm starting to think that I need to watch watch Doctor Who 2 episodes at a time, rather than 1 week at a time, which is what it's supposed to be. But whatever. Here we go. So I am going to talk about this because, for all intents and purposes, it was a good episode. Yes, it was a two-parter. And yes, there does stand it ends on the biggest of cliffhangers we've seen yet, and we had a previous episode that showed us the Doctor's fucking ghost. So, god damn it, man. Anyway, this is okay. So, it's Invasion of the Zygons. It wraps up a plot thread that we all thought was left hanging from the 50th anniversary 2 years ago, which is the Zygon invasion. It's these shape-shifting aliens that in their natural form look like giant tongues. Some of them forgot their memories. Some their minds were erased by the Doctor, and so people were like, so we couldn't tell who was a human and who was a Zygon. We all just had to live in peace. Okay, they just had to assimilate in people's lives, and that was it. And for most of the time since then, the Zygon High Council were like, yep, that's fine. We've got a home now. But there's been a splinter group that says, no, we want to know who we are. We want to be out in pride. We want this world. Okay, the world domination out of there. So it's kind of topical. I like that. It's about them dealing with like he goes to speak to the Zygon High Council, who are a pair of twin girls at a playground, and they're like, no, this is our problem. We're going to deal with it. It's a matter with our species. Okay, it don't need your concern, Doctor. It's fine. It's not fine. They immediately get kidnapped. Doctor and unit are on the case. I was kind of worried about this episode going in because it just reminded me too much of Secret Invasion, which is, for those who don't know, it's a Marvel event comic by Brian Michael Bendis. Came out about 2008, 2009, which is all about ship-shifting Skrulls, Marvel's ship-shifting aliens who've assimilated and infiltrated a lot of Earth's major sort of organizations and conglomerates. They like the Hand, the White House, Shield, Hydra. We find out about this sort of too late in the game, and then as a kid, the superheroes don't know who to trust, and then it's a whole thing. It's a great story, but that's my problem was I feel like I've seen this before, and to an extent I have, but it was it was actually a pretty entertaining episode, man, with a hell of a twist. I did like that. I like that there's still a brain at work. It's not just an alien invasion story with shapeshifters. It's not Secret Invasion 2.0, which I liked. So yeah, was impressed with this a lot. I like the fact that if you watch it again, if you rewatch it, you can pick up on what's a bit odd. Like there's a scene early on where Clara sees a child get pulled in, kicking and screaming into a room, and then just leaves and nonchalantly calls the Doctor. And if you watch it again, like given what we know about Clara Oswald, she wouldn't do that. So that sticks out a bit, and I like if you watch it again, it's cool. Also, the fact that she just knows about truth or consequence. The whole thing in the Zygon's messages, it's truth or consequence. And like, what does that mean? It was like, it's a town in America. And she's like, oh, I like Trivial Pursuit. And the Doctor just looks at her, he's like, that's weird. And it's like, did he already know something was up? Or is he just going, that is pretty weird? So, yeah. Also, truth or consequence, that's real, man. That's fucking, unless it's a massive coincidence, that's in fucking Foo Fighters. That's in Hero. Truth or consequence, racing around. That one, that popped in my head. I was like, oh my god, this is real. That's awesome. And yeah, it seems like once a year Doctor Who has to go to America now, just to keep the American fans happy, just to thank BBC America for putting them up and keeping them popular. So I guess they have the budget for that, and that's good to see. Kind of. Oh my god, there was one scene, one harrowing fucking scene where, this unit troop has to go and confront a Zygon. The rebels are they're in a church. They're holed up in a church in this town, Truth or Consequence, and they come out. They've done their research because the captain of that sort of unit, he's faced with his mother all of a sudden, who's just scared and she's crying, and she can't prove who she is because she's so scared, and she's like, "Don't shoot me because I'm scared." And it's like, oh, and it's like, oh, it's the longer it goes on, I mean, you go in going, oh, come on, we've seen this before, but the longer it goes on, the more painful it is to watch. And they go guns down, and ultimately, fuck man, the doctor comes rushing in, and it's just charred bodies on the floor. It was the Zygons the whole time, and it's just, yeah, the doctor himself takes a bit of a back seat in this episode. It's very much Unit and Clara's story. He's kind of cool though. Actually, sidebar. It seems like Stephen Moffat really, really wants us to believe that he's cool. As in, hey, when in the spare time, the Doctor just runs around the TARDIS playing guitar in his shades. Isn't that awesome? No, I don't need him to be doing that. Can't he do something else? We get it. Peter Capaldi plays guitar. The Doctor can play guitar. Doesn't need to do it all the time. It's okay. Let it go. Ah, dude. But he's kind of, I don't know. I liked this episode, and I liked him in this episode. I like the fact that, do you still have that big plane? He was like, I thought you didn't like being called the president. I don't, but I like pouncing about in a big plane. And he does. Let's go. We see Osgood is back. The character Osgood, who's the Doctor, who's the audience in a person. The cosplay aspect of it, anyway. She was killed at the end of the last season. She's back because there was a Zygon, and there's that interesting dichotomy where it's like, is she a Zygon? Is she a human? We can't decisively tell because the rules have changed in terms of Zygon transformation. The Doctor's like, oh my god, it's a hybrid. Again, that hybrid is a recurring theme, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't think she's the hybrid that they keep referring to, but we'll see what happens. I liked this episode. It was strong. I'm getting sick and tired of these two-parters, but this one wasn't the worst. It was better than the Maisie Williams ones. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this. If you liked my views on this, please click like, subscribe, view, share, all the usual jazz, and I'll see you when I see YouTube. Goodbye.